everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And Eid Mubarak
Eid Mubarak.
to all our listeners, and welcome to our first episode. We'll be talking about our first official episode, actually, and we'll be talking about Maldives. Our
Our
bel-
beloved country.
yes. And we'll be talking about the early ancient history. And yes, Maldives is an ancient country till the present.
And that Maldives is not just
Sunny beaches
sunny beaches.
and
What we
resorts.
see, when people search Maldives on the internet, it comes
Yeah.
out as sunny beaches and stuff.
Resorts.
And we're going to show
Yeah.
that the resorts and stuff are not the really thing. Maldives has a deeper history,
We'll try to
rich history.
Yes, we
actually.
have a quite a rich history which has connections to all the cultures. So we'll try to delve deeper into this information cave sort of cave
Yeah.
system, which we literally we have to mine, and we have to go through the crevices, tiny crevices, to actually see the and mine the ores, like the valuable gems.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Maldives itself, we don't have much writing. We don't have much of it because
Yeah, the thing that preserves history, the thing that
Yeah.
preserves information is writing.
Yeah.
And Maldives doesn't have a lot of that.
And do you know why?
I don't.
Yeah,
Can you explain?
Yeah. Because the thing is, we only started writing history because I have discussed this, right? I have heard and discussed this from a very prominent historical scholar in the Maldives currently. What he said was our written history started when we became an Islamic country.
And that is really not the big part.
Yeah, it's not a very
Our
big
history
part
was
because
really long ago. Like,
yeah.
some people say 3,000,
Yeah,
4,000 years ago.
and some, but
And
most,
that's not the time when we became.
yeah.
Islam.
We have been Muslim for 800 years, right? We have been an Islamic country for 800 years, and through these 800 years, the thing is, even the amount of information we
Yeah.
have about the Sultan or the viziers, it's quite small because, let me tell you something, Abdullah. After we started writing our history, if a mosque has been inaugurated,
Yeah.
right, there will be
It
these
was pretty
planks of
important for
wood.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The planks of wood will say which sultan who
Exactly,
ordered
exactly.
for it, ordered for the mosque to
There's
be built.
examples
Yeah.
in the museum from the um, uh, Friday Mosque.
Yeah,
you know.
Friday Mosque is
It's
one of
very
the
famous,
most
it's very
prominent. Yeah, and the thing is, our written history is quite small, and our
Yes.
what do you call ancestry? Our
Yes.
if we want to trace our ancestry, it's
It would
also
be really
quite
hard.
difficult because the thing is, let me tell you something, Abdullah. When a sultan is when that person is deposed, or when a queen is let's say, if a sultan or queen dies, right?
Dies.
If they pass away, the thing is, immediately the viziers, or not almost immediately, but at some point they're kicked out of the capital city, and they are either banished to the southern or northernmost atolls, which is
Yeah.
why you will see that because of this they want to preserve their history, right?
Yeah.
Since they're banished, they want to preserve their name. So they tell their children who their great grandparents were, who they are, who they are, and what their family is.
Like,
And
it's like when mouth to mouth folklores go,
Yeah,
they're going
yeah,
mouth to mouth, the ancestry and
Yeah,
their-
exactly.
the how they were viziers, they were in
yes,
the
how
palace.
important they were and how much they had served, and this is how actually, not that much, but this is how some of the stories were preserved of the
Yeah.
royal palace, for some things that has happened, and these viziers, and we still
Then
know.
when later when they learned to write and writing
no,
became
they
more
know.
permanent, they started writing.
They know how to write, but the thing is, they only gave importance to this ancestry is
Yeah.
because of these banished people. So you will see the atoll surrounding Male area, or Greater Male. The thing is, the atoll surrounding the capital city, they will not have as much as they will not have as much ancestry recorded as the southern and northern atolls
There's
because
hardly
of
any.
this. Yes, but the thing is, we have, and do you know why we could not have physical evidence as well?
Why?
Because before we became Muslim country, and after, and even when we were Buddhists, right?
Yeah, we were
At that time
Buddhists.
there were lots of kings. Okay,
Yeah, lots of
it's a very famous saying, Lakashadweep, Mahaldeep, and Swadweep.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah, you see
Lakashadweep.
3 areas, but the thing is, there were a lot more Buddhist kings or Buddhist queens,
Yeah.
and we do not know
Our
much
Buddhist
about.
history was longer, a
Yeah.
lot longer
Yes,
than our
exactly.
Muslim history.
Yes, and the thing is,
And that's what we are really trying to delve deep.
yeah, but the thing is, Abdullah, we cannot delve that much deep into it because
Because
there's no physical evidence. There's
Yeah.
not much.
Only about the statues.
And
That's
and do you
only-
know these statues, and in the museum there were a lot of historical evidence, and
Yeah.
this, and it was not much, but it was
Not much.
but
I went there. I went.
yeah, and
the
most of
museum
it was
not much.
destroyed during a protest during a certain leader's time.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we have lost a lot during these present times, and we do not have much. So it is imperative. It is imperative that we save and we secure our heritage. We secure these items, physical evidence of
Physical evidence is really hard
to find, right?
to find.
And our archaeological studies is
Not that.
it's not that good because
Not that good.
these islands are quite
agree.
small,
I
and the
agree.
inhabited
And they're really
islands,
dispersed.
and they're
They're
very dispersed. And let me tell you something, Abdullah.
Probably before it was even more than 1,000.
Yeah, and the thing is, let me tell you something, Abdullah. Each atoll, you see, Huadu Atoll,
Yeah.
not Mulaco Atoll, Huadu Atoll. Let's talk about Huadu Atoll, right? Why do you
that's
think it was called Huadu Atoll? Because there was a big island.
Called what?
Yeah, and this, do you see Huadu Island now?
No.
Yeah, because it has gone.
It's broken up.
Yeah.
It's broken up.
Yeah, see, no.
Through the breaking up and all that, a lot of archaeological sites,
Yeah,
all
the-
that, the statues.
Yeah,
I think will go-
and so and so. Now the thing is, Maldivian history, we cannot find much about the ancestry. Yes, and let me tell you one of the reasons. One of the reasons was pirates. The thing is, pirates came. There were two types of pirates: slave pirates, okay? Not slave traders. I'm not talking about, not in the sense of European colonial slave traders. I'm talking about slave pirates who are from, I guess, the Indian subcontinent. No, maybe the African area. Oh no, that's not possible. But from the Indian subcontinent, perhaps there were pirates, and if these pirates were annoying enough, that would have meant that the inhabitants who initially were on the beaches, if they had created their settlements on the beaches, they would have gone inward, and we can see evidence, okay? If they had gotten inwards toward the center of the island, they kept the island's image as if it is uninhabited, pirates won't attack as much, right?
Yeah.
They will not venture into it unless it is an emergency itself.
Yeah.
So the thing is, this is one of the reasons, and we did not have clay houses, okay? We had fangather, which is like coconut leaves, and we
Yeah,
have
cocoa
woven
leaves,
them
we
into
woven them, dry them out, but then
Yeah.
in time they'll run out.
they will
burn
just
out,
yeah
and
they
they will also not be preserved.
Yeah.
In other
in other countries
in
there
other
are clay
like
houses,
clay
there are
houses,
which
stone
are
houses,
stone
which,
houses.
which are well preserved.
Yeah.
for people to see. That's why their
We did not
history-
have caves. We did not have caves. We did
not
not
have
have much of that. We
don't
were
have
sand,
rivers.
trees, and perhaps
Palm
water, right? So the thing is, because of this, we did not have much evidence. People let's say people actually crashed into our island, right?
Yeah.
Onto our reefs. And the thing is, if they wanted to be safe from the pirates, they will have lived a simple life. And Maldives does not offer much natural resources except wood, sand, and water. So the thing is, because of this, the water and the sand and the trees, these limited resources forced early Maldivians to live a very simple lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, the people who wanted to write, they could have written.
They could have.
Yeah, they did write,
We
but
were not illiterates. We were not illiterates.
yeah, we were not
We were
illiterate.
learnt by our
Okay,
mistakes.
and the thing is, merchants at that time, during the ancient times, only merchants used to travel by sea, right?
Because this was very
this
good
yeah,
shortcut when going through the Silk route.
yeah, not the
It's a
Silk
good
Road. Sorry,
stop.
not the Silk Road. Sorry, during the time of the spice trade. Yeah,
Special.
when they did not find India that soon after when they started these expeditions. But
Ah,
if since they found India, they also found Maldives, right?
yeah. It
But
was a
but
Maldives.
it
The
is
Maldives
quite
Islands were a good stop
yeah a good
to
stop.
rest.
But the thing is, do you know these Europeans were not our first merchants?
Yeah,
In the late 900s 900 AD, our
yeah.
first traders, we were first introduced to outside traders,
Arab.
uh, Arabs and Persians. So we can see in our letters, in our alphabet,
No,
ha
alpha.
shave nun ra.
Uh,
No, sorry, ha shave nun ra ba alif, right?
yeah. It
And
will
we
look
will see
like
wahid isnan salasa.
exactly.
Yeah. See, so
That's how it came from the Arabic, and
yeah,
a lot of things about Islam, like namad, it
yeah.
comes from words from Persia. It's
Yeah,
words
yeah.
from Persia.
Yes, and not and also philosophical words. Much
Exactly.
of them comes from much of it comes from Persian, from Turkish, and normal words such as week, hafta. We say hafta, they say hefter, and
This is the
like
correction.
yeah,
From traders.
yeah, from traders, and we had this exposure since the late 900
Yeah.
AD. Okay, so during these times, during these trades, Maldives was discovered by the outside world,
By
which
the
is not
outside world.
India. India,
Not
the Indian area, the Indian civilization, they already knew of us, and so we were populated. Some historical evidence suggests that we were populated at the same time as Sri Lanka,
yeah.
right? So people settled in. Some say
Yeah.
because this is not with much historical
No,
evidence.
no, 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 not much.
Yeah, so
It's hardly
some
enough.
say so because of this, because of pirates, because of our simple lifestyle, and perhaps because we did not want to preserve our ancestry, we did not have a very clear uh,
Yes.
we did not have a very clear system of preserving our heritage,
History
or
and
our
culture.
and culture, yes, uh, of the ancient times. Okay, so perhaps after we became Muslim,
Yeah, after we
we
became
are
Muslim,
Muslim,
we
we
were more
have,
exposed.
yeah,
We
we were,
have preserved a lot.
yes,
A
yes,
lot.
quite a lot compared
Quite
to
a lot
ancient
compared to
times.
the
Ancient
ancient
times.
times.
So now, if we come to Maldives, if we come to the Maldives after the Islamic period, right, we can see that our sultans and our queens, they were quite influenced by outside forces.
Yeah.
Outside forces meaning that these traders had a profound impact on their thinking, right? These people were now exposed to a new understanding of the world. Maldivians, because Maldivians, even though we were a small country, we were scattered across quite a
Quite
large
a lot,
area, right?
large area.
So the Sultan himself,
Seychelles, the area of Seychelles and stuff were also under us, and that
some say,
means
some say,
some say
yeah, some say, because we cannot guarantee
some
much.
say we had trade routes over near Africa, like that.
Yeah, some say, but it's not with much certainty, Abdullah.
Not much,
Yeah,
not at
but
all.
our sultans, previous sultans, before Maliku was taken, they addressed Maldives as Maliku Addu Demedu Wahuriha Rashe, right?
Yeah.
This was Maldivian territory. Now, the thing is, the Maliku problem, the Lakadi violence problem, is quite complicated thing because
Complicated.
it started from Kannanur Ali Raja and Bodutakurfan, right? Because
Yeah.
Bodutakurfan, they say that he promised Maldives itself to Kannanur Ali Raja, but he did not actually fulfill his promise, and Kannanur Ali Raja became enraged, and so on and so forth. So you see, this is a very muddled history, right?
It's
So
really muddled and
yeah, so
hard to get a good beam of light, if you say, a good explanation to get a really good understanding of like one certain topic in a very straightforward way. It's
Yeah.
hard to
It's
get
quite
it
difficult.
straightforward.
It's quite difficult. So this is before this is just basically like a disclaimer, right? We apologize for this, as we do not have because we cannot speak on whims, right?
Even the way we became a Muslim country is also
It's a
different.
debated topic. It's a
yeah,
debated topic.
it's a
Some
really
say it
hot
is
debate.
yeah, because the thing
Some
is
says
some say it is Yusuf
is,
Barbary. Some say it's
yes.
another person, and our historical scholars, researchers, they are all divided into different factions, saying this and that. So. If we talk on the history of Maldives, we'll be talking about what we know best, right? So,
Yeah.
as a disclaimer, we will, if we'll clear the fact that we cannot speak on ancient Maldives much, but we have told what we have known for a fact, right?
It's a fact that,
That we do not have physical evidence,
yes,
and we only have folklores of that time, right? Even folklores have not been preserved that much of the
No.
ancient times, and
they have changed a lot.
they have changed a
Actually,
lot. Yeah, and
Like one atoll might say it happened like this and that, but
Yeah.
the other atoll will say no, it happened with that and that.
yeah, exactly. Now, let's go to the historical era of the Islamic era, right?
Yeah.
The early Islamic stages of Maldives. The early Islamic stages. So, the most famous story is the Ranamari story, right?
That one is also some people say
No, Ranamari story is not real. It's not real.
it's not real. It's not
Yeah,
real.
but the thing
It's
is,
a folklore. It's a folklore.
it's a folklore. The people who are listening, Ranamari story is basically like what happens is, in summary, is that the person who comes to Maldives, his name is Abu Barakatu Yusuf Barbari,
Even his name is debated.
and where he comes from is also debated. He came to Maldives and he sees that some people say he came to certain atoll and then came to Male, but what happens is he sees that for perhaps every month, the Maldivians, the people in the capital city, sacrifice a girl to a sea monster called Ranamari.
Ranamari is actually a Hindu god, Hindu goddess. It's a
Really?
Hindu goddess. Yeah, I searched about it. It is a, it's related to Hinduism, Buddhism, and these
That
sort
makes
of
sense.
things.
That makes sense.
We were at the time Buddhists
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Hindus.
That makes sense. And it's as the
But
story
about the
goes.
sea monster, it's really not true. It's not
Yeah,
true.
yeah. As the story goes, that this monster, he takes the girls and after he
Hmm. It's a well-known
he-
story
yeah after he
for the
eats
Maldives.
them or he does whatever, what happens is the population of girls began to decline, right? So
Yeah.
this Abu Bakr Yusuf Barbari, he reads some Quran, and some say Addu people say that
He puts the Ranamari in a
bottle.
bottle and
yeah.
And the Ranamari is pretty big, and then suddenly the Ranamari becomes small, and then in
Yeah,
the bottle.
some say he becomes a chicken, and like this is how it goes. And we were saved, and the Sultan became a Muslim, right?
and then we all become Muslim.
Yeah,
and
but-
that part is also debated. How can
It's not debated. It's not debated because I believe it cannot be debated because I can assure you, even in the 1980s, it took a long time for Maldivians to cross from one island
It's
to another
literally
island.
dispersed
Sorry,
so much.
from one
Dispersed
atoll to another atoll,
Yeah.
and it takes months, sometimes months, and after engines perhaps weeks, and after even speedier engines it takes 2 days. It
Yeah.
takes 2 days. Okay,
Even now it takes.
it takes 2 days, and because of these rough seas. So the thing is, I believe, it is my personal opinion, not it's not factual, but I believe it would have taken around 60 to perhaps 70 years for the entirety of
exactly.
the Maldivian
From
population.
Addu to Mulaku.
Yeah, not Mulaka. From Addu to Maliko, right?
Yeah.
From Addu to Maliko to become Muslim. I believe that's that's what you're gonna say. Addu to Mulako.
Those are next to each other.
Yeah. Only
Maliko
the
and
southern
Mulako.
atolls. Only the southern atolls became Muslim. What is this? Are you trying to do the Swadip thing again?
Oh, no.
Ah.
No. Wait, the Huadu was in it too.
Yeah,
The
no,
Swadi.
no.
Wait, we're gonna talk about the Swadi later.
Yeah, later
We're
on,
gonna
later on. Okay, okay.
It's an interesting topic. though.
It's an interesting
It's
topic
an
as well.
interesting
So after this, this also debate because during these years that our history just had started to
Get
become
written down.
yeah it started to become more important to Maldivians.
Maldivians. Like when they build a mosque, they write down like just like I said.
Yeah, and they started
write
doing
down stuff.
Loma Fan. They started
They start making money,
and
stamping money,
and no yeah, I guess so.
coins.
And suddenly we had what you call our writing system started to evolve
Exactly.
into the modern letters and modern
First
alphabet
it start with the Evala,
Evela Akuru, right?
Evela Akuru, and then
Divesakuru
Divesakuru,
and Thana
and then
Akuru.
Tanakuru.
Yeah,
And
see,
between them there was a lot.
And-
A lot.
yeah,
And sometimes people wrote in different ways.
Yeah.
Like that.
and the dialects, of course, our dialects are
our dialects.
and in Addu we can hear subtle differences in different islands, right?
Especially.
And in Huadu, I tell you,
Wadu
my friend,
is a unique place.
I
It's
tell
a
you, my
unique
friend,
place.
almost each island
Almost
has
each island has
its
own-
own dialect.
its own dialect.
Yes. And you see, it is more.
And it has so much islands. It's
So many islands.
That's how our language gets so rich. That's how it gets so rich.
Exactly.
From our dialects.
Yes. And okay, so we have finished the Islamic history. Now, between the modern era, which I believe started from
From when the British, when
after-
we were a British protectorate,
I believe
1943 at that time.
1943. I guess so.
Yeah,
Amin Didi, right?
yeah, exactly.
After Amin Didi
When we
became
started to become a republic.
after we became a democratic country.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the thing is,
Even the turning from a sultanate to a
democracy
is also
yeah.
a debate. Is a very interesting topic because you see.
Yeah. Oh wait. We'll keep this. We'll keep this.
Okay,
We'll keep this. We'll do this later.
We'll keep this later. We'll keep
Okay.
it for
So
later.
during this time, between us becoming a republic and
Right now.
and the Islamic era,
Yeah.
the early Islamic stages. Sorry, there were two attempts on our independence, right?
Yeah.
So first one was the Portuguese.
Yes. When the Portuguese occupied us, Borta Kurfan came.
Yeah.
It's also.
I mean, some people say that.
Some people say that
it's
in
staged.
15 years he went around every single island and it's.
No,
doesn't make sense.
No. The thing is, some say it was actually a conspiracy. You know why? Some say it is a conspiracy
Are you sure?
because the actions of certain people during that time, the person who sponsored the Kalu of Fummi and the problem with Abu Bakr Rasgifan and Ali Rasgifan and their families and their dynasties' relations with the Portuguese and such evidence actually gives thought to actually creates more problems.
More problems.
Because
That's how it-
because the thing is, some say that some historical scholars say that Borta Kurfan actually it was staged to bring him into the Sultanate. It was
This is
staged
the
to
most
make him.
interesting.
Yeah, it
Most
was.
interesting.
Yeah, it was. Some say that his Sultanate was staged, right?
Yeah.
And Andiri was there, and after that as well, after Andiri was kicked. It is also said that Maldives was under Portuguese occupation. Yeah, the sons of the Portuguese king, the son of the Murtaddu Hassan. Okay, it is said that under them, Borta Kurfan had ruled.
Yeah.
Or under him, this is like very very vague, right?
Very vague. Very
But
vague.
we
It's
cannot
a
believe.
Shoots in the vague that we can't believe. We can believe.
Yeah, different ideas.
Different.
But
We're
Borta
sorry.
Kurfan,
We're sorry for that.
yeah, but Borta Kurfan story, that is one, and the Malabar, right?
Malabar.
Yeah, then the Malabar occupation of Maldives. Oh, this one.
This one is famous because there was the French writer.
Yes.
Who was it? Pirard.
Yeah. And the Malabars from the South Indian coast, coastal parts of
Yeah.
Kerala. Sorry, Kerala, not India. The coastal
Kerala
parts.
is part of India.
Yeah. So
Yes,
I
yes.
said South India, but coastal parts of Kerala were. It is South India. Sorry. The
Yeah.
coastal parts of Kerala. The thing is, this is where the Malabar was actually located, right?
Yeah.
So in the 1750s, 1750s, the Maldives was captured by Malabar. This was because there was, as I said, during the time of Bortakurfan, there was a very high tension between Kannanur Ali Raja. Now the thing
Yeah.
is, Maldivians, they think, oh wait a minute, Kannanur Ali Raja was at the time of Bortakurfan, and how is he there 400 years after Bortakurfan was there, right? The thing is, Kannanur Ali Raja is actually a title.
Yeah,
It's a title. Yeah.
It's a title of
Yeah.
the ruler
Of Kannanur, right?
Kannanur.
So the thing is, we lost our independence twice.
Yeah.
And after we lost our independence, each time we were saved
He
in
was saved.
a very short amount of time, which shows you that
shows you that it's
okay,
not-
yeah,
it's
and
hardly
Maldives.
believable.
No, the thing is, no, it's believable. Come on, bro. Don't believe in conspiracies too much, my friend.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have to believe in the story of Pirard.
Yeah.
He was a French writer and he wrote books, a lot of books.
And the thing is, Maldivians, okay? Maldivian people who translated much of the books, they had bias. Okay, please understand this.
They had
Apurva. The thing is, sometimes the Latin books people wrote, they were translated to Arabic, then they were translated to Persian, and then they were translated to Maldivian. And when it came to Maldivian translation, do you know what happened?
It was really changed.
The thing is, sometimes if the translator, if he is angry with some person of some at all,
Yeah.
maybe he has some bias against Addu people, if he has bias against Urdu people, or he has bias against Tatal people,
exactly.
they will make sure that
their name
they
is
have
tarnished.
something in there.
There's
And
something in there.
So
And this is not a way that they can actually
yeah,
behave.
so. Pirard even if and now I guess now we know how to read English, right?
Yeah.
We know how to translate Latin into English, so it's quite easy. And sometimes we see that the debate translations do not have
Yes.
what needs to be
What needs to be.
yeah, and the adequateness of the translations is completely blown away after we see
When we see the real writing,
the real
of Pirard.
writings. Yes.
When we change into the way there's some
Person might say, they look ugly, these people look this way.
and then romanticism was a lot, and as you said, bias a lot. They tarnish some people's name and then say these people were
they were quite rude.
They're betrayals, they're traitors.
Yeah, and they are quite. They
And
had.
the other people, and they said the other people, oh, they are angels. They were angels.
And the thing is, and they'll be like, what do you say? They have a very disgusting culture. They're liars.
yeah.
They're quite black. You see, this is subtle. They have very dark skin.
And then
right?
when we look at the original text of Pirard,
not Pirard, not only Pirard. The thing is, there were other writers.
other writers like
even
Ibn
though-
Battuta. Ibn Battuta.
Yeah, exactly.
He's one of the famous ones.
These kinds of biases. So I advise listeners, if you want to actually check our historical records, I advise you to go direct to the source
Yeah.
and then translate it yourself and not rely on, even though you
the
might be like,
translation.
you might be like, oh wait, this Adib or this person, he was a very good scholar. He wrote lots of nice
But
poems.
he might have some bias.
Yes, exactly. And
it-
during the
knowledge
time,
doesn't mean you're not going to have human
human
feelings.
emotions, human
You're
emotions.
going to have them.
Yeah, exactly. So I advise research students to do so, right?
Yeah.
And now, since we have done, we have covered the freedom, right? The independence attacks, the freedom attacks, attacks on our freedom. Apologies. The thing
And
is,
our independence
Yeah, and our
the fight.
independence. Now, during this, right? There were quite a lot of assassinations of our sultans.
Exactly.
There was one
Assassinations,
story.
coup d'etats.
The thing is, one of our sultans, he was tied to some weights and thrown off a boat, and I guess he drowned. And one sultan was killed by his sister after she learned martial arts in Sri Lanka, and some of
These
them.
kind of stories. These kind of stories.
I can assure you, we were worse than the Ottomans in their assassinations. At least the Janissaries, I mean, they did it honorably most of the time.
Most of the time.
Okay, most of the time.
Most
At
of
least the Janissaries did something, but we killed. Oh God,
Okay,
this
oh
is
God.
okay.
This is a name tradition.
Yeah, if you delve deeper into these into such stories, it will be tarnish, right, to
A
our
tarnish.
sultanates. We had lots of dynasties, but this
We
is true.
had bad times and good times.
Exactly.
As every other empire, sultanate, kingdom, we had the bad times and good times.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean everything was bad just because of one time.
Or a couple of times.
Okay,
Yeah.
a couple of times. And also, yeah, when the terrorists came, and also
yes.
our first president.
First president. Now, this is a very interesting thing, right?
Our first president.
Our
I
first
mean,
president, yes. And now we'll just skip through, because of course we have to skip through a lot of our history. Yeah, but we will come to the point where we know most.
Yeah.
Our first president, Muhammad Amin Didi, right? Now the thing is, bro is quite nice, okay? Bro has done a lot. Bro did a lot. Bro did a lot.
And he planned a lot.
He planned a lot.
He planned a lot. He was really young, and
He's not that young though. He was not that young.
yeah, he was not that young.
Yeah, but
But pretty young compared to our presidents of nowadays presidents.
I mean, depends. I mean, no, not really. No, he was not young per se. But if you talk about his political career, he entered
Yes.
it at quite a young age. Yes, that's true. That's true. Now, let me talk about Amin Didi. Okay, Amin Didi, he brought quite a lot of starting points to Maldives for modernization. Modernization meaning the what you call infrastructure. There's a famous story where he got perhaps a rope or thread, and he went through different islands in Addu, and he used this rope as an indicator to where to clear a road. It went through houses and so on, you see. And
There's also stories that his ancestry was from Europe.
some say so.
Some say.
And he was quite a strong man, really. And he
strong
was
man.
quite tall as well. His frame was quite big, because if you look at the photos, you can see him next to an Englishman. Not saying that Englishmen are tall per se, but being a Maldivian, you can see through photos
Yes.
that Amin Didi was quite a tall dude, right?
Quite at all.
Yeah.
Compared to us, compared to
Yeah.
Asia, he was quite tall.
Yeah, and my grandmother
old
used to say that on his wrist used to have one bone, I guess. I don't know what that meant.
I don't know what
Yeah,
that meant.
yeah, but I think that meant he was pretty strong, or maybe weak, but she used to say that he had one bone in his wrist, unlike us. There's like two bones, right? Yeah, this our arms have two bones, right?
Yeah.
So my grandmother used to say that he used to have one bone.
She might have said it symbolically.
Symbolically, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, and I mean, it is quite a tragic end to his, right? The thing is,
For what he did was a good thing,
Yeah,
but the people hated it.
no, the thing is, he had lots of incidents around him, right? Not on the thing is, people say it was because he banned tobacco, but the thing is, he had lots of allegations against him.
Yeah.
Some say it was actually conspired against him. They were because lots of stuff happened. I am not going to go into detail because
If you go into details,
it will
it'll
not be
go on
nice.
for hours.
Yeah, because these are just ideas, right, against him, and we do not have complete evidence. But one thing he did was ban tobacco, I guess. People say he banned tobacco, and this was I guess.
People even say that the starter, the main man, the brain power behind the whole killing, the murder, the uh, assassination of Amin Didi was actually planned by Amin Didi's friend and the
Vice President
president Nasir. Then the president who is
Nasir.
the
You
future
blame him?
president. Some people blame him that he
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
become the president, and
Uh,
it's most puzzling.
yeah, well, it was. I mean, it's the same situation as Egypt, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like what was his name? Which I forgot his name. Let me do a Joe Rogan thing. Jamie, pull up. Nah. Okay. I forgot his name.
the one who called
No.
Khomeini
No.
the lunatic.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I
so,
forgot. I think it was during Bush's time, right? You know,
Yeah.
when the president who was there when the first Khamenei was there.
yeah,
I forgot his name. I apologize. I cannot remember everything as well. So the thing is, our first president, his end was quite tragic.
yeah.
He came from Colombo after treatment. Some say, I believe India, right? Did he come from Colombo? I believe it was Colombo, right?
Yeah.
Apologies if it's wrong, but I believe he came from Colombo after his treatment, and during this time when he was getting treated, some people started to spread rumors that he was enjoying his time there, and uh, because of this, people were rebellious, right? And he came to Maldives and stayed on an island, which was not Mali, not the capital
Yeah.
city.
It's not
And the people there told him not to go to Mali because they were scared for his life, right? But after 4 months, I guess, he was like, my people won't do anything to me. And he went during the night. People say during the night. But the people were prepared.
Yeah.
And after, I guess, he went to a certain length, after he came off the harbor, people were waiting for him, right?
Yeah.
And they started beating him.
They started beating him.
Oh, brutally.
Brutally.
And
It was not a way to
to
They could
show
have
their
captured
dissatisfaction.
him.
Yeah, to show their dissatisfaction, they should have done
could have
that.
captured him and told him about it, but it was a most brutal way to end a
Our
president's
first
life.
president,
Our
right?
first president.
The thing is, this is also a debate, okay? Some
Yeah.
people say that he died of natural causes. Some people say he was murdered, maybe because of the wounds inflicted on him during the
Yeah.
attack. And this is quite a dark topic, right?
A very dark topic. It happened in the dark of the night.
Of course. And I mean, Didis like Hakim Didi, like the people with name of Didis. One of the famous people is Hakim Didi. So one of the articles from 2000 IELTS is his name is Hakim Didi. He was the last man to be executed in Maldives in 1953 because people say he practiced Pandita. I mean, like if we remember such stories, it seems that people named Didi have a very sad legacy, right?
ending.
Very sad ending. But these people, they did not have the best of intentions because after this, my great-grandfather, my grandmother said that her father saw people coming out with sacks of money from the bank which they had looted. Tons.
Gold?
Yeah, not gold. I mean, there were lots of money which was looted. The entire country was bankrupted because of how much looting there was. All the money.
Amazing.
Exactly. And I don't know how Nasir actually pulled up
up the economy.
Yeah, I mean, he had created quite a nice environment for development, which was, I guess, partially or fully ruined by our, I guess, third president. I'm not gonna say that, but our third
and our
president
third president,
had a lot of years. He had a lot of
Yeah.
chances. 30 years actually. He did what he could, I believe. But I'm not gonna blame him. But I shall.
you can't blame.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean, he did his best, I guess, to his best of ability.
his
But he
best.
could have done more. He could
He
have
could
done
have
more.
done more.
Yeah, because Amin Didi, I'm sorry, Nasir, between Amin Didi and Nasir, there was our last sultan. The thing
Yeah.
is, our last sultan, people say
People say he was a puppet.
not a puppet. I guess so, but he was a puppet. He was. He was a puppet because how else? All sultans are puppets, my friend.
Yeah.
All sultans are puppets.
Sultans are
Of
puppets
course,
of
of course. I mean, if you look at the Ottoman Empire, they thought it was not befitting for Ottoman sultans to speak, so they had created their own sign language.